Namaste, everybody. It's your main man, Coach Noble Grayson, your neighborhood SAIS, the self-awareness implementation specialist, bringing you a special kingdom response. Today we're talking about forgiveness because we have to understand that forgiveness is free, but access is earned. How to love people without losing yourself. So I just want to open up with what I've learned is that one of the biggest lies I ever believed for years, I thought that if I forgave somebody, that I had to let them right back into my life. I thought that if I forgave them, I had to let them back into my life. I thought that setting boundaries meant that I wasn't walking in love. When I try to keep people out, I wasn't really walking in love. I had to let them, saying, be a part of my life. And I thought that saying no actually meant that I lacked faith, y'all. But healing has taught me something. When I tell y'all this morning, healing has taught me something, that forgiveness and access are not the same thing. Do you hear me? They are not the same thing. Because if you think about it, some of us keep getting wounded over and over again. We keep on getting wounded. Not because we refuse to forgive, but because we keep giving unrestricted access to people who have shown us that they don't know how to handle us. They don't know how to handle you, but we keep on giving them unrestricted access. Forgiveness actually releases the debt. Access requires demonstrated trust. If I give you access, that's going to require demonstrated trust, which a lot of people have not demonstrated that in our lives. But we keep giving them access. We keep on doing it. So I want y'all to think about this. Jesus, he loved everybody, but he didn't entrust himself to everybody. I said it again, he loved everybody, but he didn't entrust himself to everybody. He served crowds, but he only walked closely with a few. He only walked closely with a few, y'all. That's not favoritism. What it is, that's actual wisdom. I think it's John 2:24-25 says that, but Jesus would not entrust himself to them because he knew what was in each person. He would not entrust himself to them because he already knew what was in each person, y'all. Jesus loved them, true enough, but he still practiced discernment. Jesus used wisdom in relationships. Why do we think that we're more spiritual when we ignore it? We think we're more spiritual when we ignore it, the discernment. Why? So one of the greatest acts of self-awareness is recognizing that everybody can't have the same level of access. They just can't. Because some people belong in your front row, and some people belong in the audience. Boundaries that we have to realize that some people just belong in my past. They don't have a seat in my future. They belong in my past. That's a hard pill to swallow at times. That people that's been there all your life, been there with you, that they don't have a seat in your future because they belong in your past. And I'm learning that boundaries are not actually punishment, but they're stewardship. You hear me? They're not punishment, but they're stewardship. You don't lock your doors because you hate your neighbors. That ain't why you lock your doors. You lock your doors because you value what God has entrusted you with. What God has entrusted you with, whether it be your peace, your calling, your healing, your family, your purpose. That's why you lock your doors, because you value what God has entrusted you with. Now I'm going to share with y'all one of my frameworks. It's called GATE, G-A-T-E, the GATE framework. And before giving somebody access, ask yourself these 4 questions right here. G, have I seen genuine growth or just another apology? A, accountability. Do they own what happened or blame everybody else? Accountability. Trustworthiness. Are their actions finally matching their words, not once but consistently? Effect. After spending time with them, do I leave with peace or confusion? Because your spirit often notices before your mind does what's really going on. And this is your homework this week. This week I want you to think about one relationship that you struggle with. Don't ask, do I forgive them? Instead, ask, what level of access is healthy for this season? Because we got to start identifying people. Certain things are not healthy for us. It's two different questions. One is about love, and the other one is about wisdom. So, family, we have to really understand is that kingdom maturity isn't learning how to let everybody back in. It's not learning how to let everybody back in, but it's learning how to love everybody without abandoning yourself. How to love everybody without abandoning yourself. Listen, if this has been a blessing to you, or if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this with them. Don't be afraid, share this with them. Like, comment, let's have a conversation about it. Because somebody somewhere is going through the same thing that you're going through or that you've been through. But ain't nobody talking about it. So let's put it on the table. Let's talk about it. Again, my name is Grayson. Remember to like, share, and follow me as I go through this path called life. Remember, be a blessing to someone today. Bye-bye. And don't forget to check out my website, noblegrayson.com, where there'll be more information.